I could hear the hum of male voices through the open door. I looked down at my feet as I followed the other Omegas onto the stage. I stood with my hands at my sides and my head bowed. I let my eyes drift out of focus as the bidding started. All too soon, it was my turn. Aurora, step forward. My alpha commanded me. As soon as my alpha ordered me to raise my head and look at the crowd, the bidding began. I was terrified because I knew exactly what that meant for me. I'd become nothing more than a commodity for my pack and my parents. As soon as an Omega was discovered in our pack, she would be sold to bring money into the pack coffers. I couldn't believe that they had reported me to our alpha and handed me over as if I weren't their child. I tried to escape, but I didn't get far, and the beatings I had to endure prevented me from trying again. I was so broken by now that I no longer spoke. I did what was asked of me because the only thing I could still feel was pain when I was punished. We Omegas were not allowed to talk to each other, but we'd found other ways of communicating. We always noticed when one of us did not return. We heard the whispers of the men who guarded us. There was no one who could have helped us, even though it was forbidden to treat Omegas that way. When members of other packs came to visit, we couldn't ask for help because our alpha always ordered us to be silent and smile nicely before the visitors arrived. That way, he could always be sure that no one would say a word about what was going on here illegally. Only a few members of each pack of participating alphas knew about the auctions. Officially, we Omegas were only visiting other packs to find our mates. The bidding grew louder, but I didn't listen. I didn't care how much or to whom I would be sold once more. However, I clung to one small glimmer of hope, because I had heard the voice of the moon goddess in my dreams last night. Her voice was gentle and warm, and had a power that I could feel deep in my soul. My dear Aurora, please hold on a little longer. I have witnessed your suffering and will give you the strength to take revenge on everyone who is responsible for your suffering and that of your Omega sisters. Use it wisely and make me proud. My child, she'd said. However, when I replied, there was no response from her. Perhaps it was just a hallucination, sold to the venerable Alpha in black, my Alpha announced. I bowed my head again. A few weeks earlier, I had already had my eye on the Remo pack for several months, as my friends and other acquaintances from other packs had been passing on rumors about them. They'd come to me because I headed an organization that worked to protect women from abuse. I became the most feared alpha there ever was, and rightly so. When my father gave me my first assignment on behalf of the organization and I saw with my own eyes what was being done to the women, it became my life's work to help all women who were in such abusive situations. No one knew anything for sure, but it was clear that something was going on with the Remo pack. They had hardly any official sources of income, yet their alpha lived in great prosperity. He should have needed to ask for financial support years ago, but that never happened. To find out what was going on there, I had asked my beta to infiltrate the pack and investigate. What he found out made my anger boil over. Even my wolf almost took control. How could that alpha bastard abuse the Omegas and even auction them off? Omegas were the rarest and most sought-after beings in this world. They should have been cherished, protected, and treated like raw diamonds. And the alpha of the Remo pack did exactly the opposite. In doing so, he destroyed our culture and our heritage. In my pack, Omegas were never mistreated. They were like little princesses to us and were never forced to do anything. How could he do something so cruel to these lovely creatures? It was against the law to harm an Omega. However, all this was done in secret. Only the Wolf Council and the trustworthy packs that worked with us knew about it. These auctions were the worst thing I had ever heard of. Nevertheless, I had to remain calm because in order to report Remo's alpha to the council, I needed solid evidence. My wolf, Storm, however, thought nothing of rules and laws. If it were up to him, I would have left immediately. This surprised me because he had never wanted to act so rashly before. What's wrong with you? You know very well that's not how it works. I told my wolf, trying to make him see reason. In response, he only let out an angry growl. His reaction annoyed me, but I left it at that because there was absolutely no point in arguing with him. As we were both stubborn, a knock sounded at my office door. Alpha, I have more news. My beta, Michi, said, come in. I replied, curious to hear how things had gone with the packs where I had sent him to seek support. Every alpha you sent me to has agreed to support us. We now have all 6 alphas on our side and can get things moving. Very good, I replied with satisfaction. However, when I saw the look on my beta's face, I asked, there's a but, isn't there? Michi took a deep breath. They've heard the rumors too, and what they've told us is even worse than we expected. My wolf growled at that, but I quickly pushed him into the background because I wanted to know what else Michi had heard. A few weeks ago, a badly injured Omega was found near the river pack. The alpha of the pack immediately realized that she was his mate, but he couldn't save her. The last words she said to him were, please save the other Omegas of Remo pack, or they too will die, sooner or later. She died in his arms after he promised to save the others. The pack doctor examined her body before she was buried. Michi added, before falling silent and looking away sadly. What if my future mate was going through the exact same thing right now?